what you do with them. I'm this.
And I'm Jen, and we are the co-owners, co-founders, and sisters of the Ability Company.
And we are donating to their face with you.
A space for real stories, advocacy, education, community, all based around a theme for adults with disabilities and caregivers.
We call it the ability end because being truly inclusive again it again will demand more than five around our thanks. Today is walk a mile in my news. Well, this is what we do here academic perspective of people. In my case, it's more like 9 mile in my wheelchair.
Yeah. And like Trisha said, it's not just one lens. We want to share different perspectives shaped by lived experiences, by identity, by intersectionality, and so much more. Because when we do shift that lens, when we open up our minds to see things a little bit differently, is actually when you truly, truly see. Okay, first, we actually want to give you guys a very high level overview of our history and journey to the Ability Company. Again, it's high level because we can go further in depth in different episodes here on YouTube.
I was born with DP into a family. Oh, no.
Yes, she calls it CP, but if you don't know what that is, it's cerebral palsy.
And it can have people in different ways.
Yep.
But me, and my mother, I can't walk, and I have a speech impediment.
Yep. We were born into, we're 2 of 5, I guess, including our mom, all girls. We have 2 older sisters, and our father left when I was about 5 years old. Trish was just a baby, and our mom had to do everything for us, and she didn't work to stay at home to help us. And
we demanded that do it into the
Yep.
So we come into the family.
Yeah.
And we got this.
Yep, and I'm the prettier one.
And I'm the uncle.
But youth doesn't necessarily mean.
So you guys can do that.
Okay. Anyways, now it's well over 20 years. But our mom suddenly passed away, and it was a shock. I had always felt like a caregiver growing up, but I became Trisha's full-time caregiver almost like immediately after my mom died.
And my mom did everything for me, and when they everything, I mean everything.
I think she probably is not going to like me saying this, but like they slept together for a pretty long time because my mom was so afraid of leaving her, even physically.
Yeah, they wouldn't eat me at all, and they got it work. So it whoa, what do I do?
Yeah, so we're not going to talk a lot about that, but ultimately we lived together for 10 years for both of us to grow in our new way of life. Me as a caregiver, Trish as a person with a disability.
And I didn't get
on
10 years.
It took 10 years, yeah.
Then put me into, growing up.
Talking with people, right? Mom talked to her all the time. So yeah, it took 10 years. Ultimately, Trish moved out on her own, and then fast forward a few years, but then we hit COVID, which I know is like a horrible time for everybody. We all have something maybe lasting from that. And for me, it was in the moment where Patricia kept saying, I have essential services only, and no diss to the government or home care because this was new for everybody. But like she would say, well, today I get a sponge bath and I maybe only get a bath, every 3 days. But just the term essential, especially when there's a ton of mental health out there, it just didn't sit right with me. And that started to ferment, I guess, the idea of the Ability Company.
And to me, I don't know it's different for everyone, but it even different for me from day to day. I really want to get up one day and I will now and I do the way run and nothing that I ignore it because knowing COVID will be, that what everybody we couldn't see anyone.
So a few years ago, Trish decided to go back to school, and that fermented idea of mine, you actually stole for a business class.
Yeah, but
See, she admits it.
I got up with the brain to get it all together.
She's got the business brains. I have the creative brains. We make the Ability Company, and we're here to share the voices, the wisdom of people with disabilities, and specifically caregivers. It doesn't have to be their caregiver, it can be any caregiver, because at some point in our lives, to me, we're all caregivers. So a little bit about the Ability Company. So we gave you like a very high overview of it. Now we wanted to go into a little bit more detail about the Ability Company, right? It's all about empowerment. We help people with disabilities and caregivers create purpose-driven merchandise, build community, and explore the world through inclusive events and travel. So we've got some of our merchandise on right now, actually.
We have means of this. The first one is the Ability Circles.
The Ability Circles is two communities, one for people with disabilities.
That is the Bear.
Yep. It's the Bear Group. And
the Bear Circle.
The Bear Circle. And the other one is for caregivers, which is called the Owl Circle. And it is getting together monthly. Virtually, we will have themes, we might have guest speakers, we'll share our stories and our struggles. And I think it's a really important space, especially not just for disabilities, but again, with that lens of caregiver on. I never had it. So this one was really important to me to do.
The second Ability events, and that even if you are having an event or business or organization, and if you want to make it more inclusive, we could give you the tools to make it more accessible for everyone.
We'll consult with you. We've been together to many events that maybe aren't truly accessible, so we want to help others create that space. We also have the Ability Explorations, which is near and dear to my heart, but Trish too. She loves to travel, and I started in 2019 the Ombi Travel. Ombi in Ojibwe or Anishinaabe means excite. And working with my company, Ombi Travel, we are going to create some group travel for.
And I wouldn't say that I'm more travel, but I need to travel. And travel ain't easy at all.
It's not easy, even as the caregiver with her, but we're here to make it a little easier, right?
And number one is the storytelling.
Yeah, ability storytelling. Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want me to?
So
So first of all, I want to back up because you might see a theme here. Again, we did mention our mom was Indigenous, and we are members of First Nation, Caldwell First Nation, out of Leamington. So we believe storytelling is in our blood. I've done a lot of writing and acting and different things, and we want to continue that on. So the storytelling is actually our.
And I talk a lot.
She talks too much. No. You can't see my hand. I'm going like this to tell her to keep going faster. But there's two things I think we're going to do in storytellings. One is keynotes. So, we have a story to tell. We have knowledge to share, and we want to share that with the world.
And we can invite people. And yeah.
What's the second one in storytellings?
It's workshops.
Yeah, we're in the midst of creating workshops. They can be virtual, in person, potentially even buy it online and do it yourself. But we're very excited about that.
Make it more good without that. Do it. I be mind us to be more aware of what you do and how it can affect people.
And lastly, I'll let you take, because you think it's your baby.
The Advocacy collective opportunity in my baby. The company.
Yeah, so we create mainly t-shirts and sweatshirts. The odd time you might see some different product there, but it's about starting conversation, breaking stigmas. This line here on the back says our slogan, taking the dis out of disability. And we've created a new...
It's a new love that in August, and it do ales for one able.
Yeah. Yeah, so August is Intersectionality Awareness Month, which I think we talk about a little bit later. But so for August, in our newly formed drop zone, we've got this 2-layered for one label, which I think resonates so well, and a lot of people could relate to it. But again, it's only available in August. So those are our products and services.
The service is also going to be collaborating with people in this. Hopefully, we're influencers, but also with people who have disabilities to get their message out there.
And we can talk about that too in another YouTube video, because we're throwing a lot at you right now. But definitely want to do collaborations in the future.
You may be wondering what the demo is about. Well, we will be there and we are interviews. We will all together at the educational contest and advocating for people with disability and caregivers.
But let's be real here. You're probably going to see a lot of back and forth between us.
Yeah, we are sisters.
We're sisters. We've gone through a lot, so we can say things and just let it go. But we hope to have some guests. And sometimes you might just see us. Probably a lot of the times right now, you're just going to hear and see us. So again, remember, I'm the pretty one. Just kidding.
Until we get more bigger.
Yeah. Yep. So this is a start. We want to start getting out there. We hope to actually start a podcast too, because yeah, and I think Trish is going to talk about this at the end of how nervous she was about doing this. This YouTube channel right now is only going to be once a month. I think it drops the 15th, midway through the month. So follow us on socials and our website, and sign up for our newsletter so you get made aware of all of that. as I already mentioned, August is Intersectionality Awareness Month. And actually, I've mentioned this to so many people at work, and they've never heard of it. If you go to our newsletter on our website, it talks about the history of it. It was, I think, coined in '89 for women, specifically Black women. And I forget the name of the lady who coined that. I apologize. I'll put it in our notes. But it is, and I liken it to the power wheel. I think that's called. So, in the middle, you've got people who have maybe a little bit more privilege. But as you overlap things like gender, things like religion, things like disability, right? It just creates a layer that all of us need to be able to acknowledge, to understand. So again, our two layered for one label is just a beautiful saying that kind of wraps it all up. But definitely go to our website, learn more about Intersectionality Awareness Month. I know when I was doing it, sorry, I'll just take a couple more seconds here. I was like, is a caregiver one of those kind of labels? And I didn't think it was, but it, after doing some research, it is a layer of me that can affect other things. And ironically, a lot of women become caregivers. So there's that, intersectionality piece.
But you are more than a caregiver.
Yeah, like for this.
You are not that caregiver.
No, that's the thing. But how does it intersect with other things? But yes, like for Trish, I was a caregiver and a sister. And it's just hard to navigate. So, didn't feel like I could relate. Tiny bit, I think I can relate. And how do you feel like?
Was I talk about the elephant in the room?
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, I have a big imbalance, so it very hard to understand me.
So it's funny. I can understand Trish like really well, and except when I'm talking to her on the phone, right? So hopefully this comes across in the YouTube channel.
So, yeah, I am a woman. I have a disability, and I have people. It's all.
And you're Indigenous.
Yeah. So when I was growing up, I didn't talk art. I had people talk to me. Sometimes I still do because it's easier.
And I think what's interesting about our YouTube channel, I hope, and is that even though you maybe speak differently, that you have all those layers that you kind of mentioned, that you're not going to be quiet anymore. And it may be uncomfortable to you, and maybe you're just swooping past this YouTube channel, but this is real, right? And now you're
on YouTube using my own voice, my way, and
with me interjecting sometimes.
And every time I talk, I'm breaking out more about people about.
So she's breaking barriers because, I came here a week ago and she said, I'm really nervous and about doing a YouTube channel. And I said, well, I'm really proud of you because so many people wouldn't. So many people do hide, whether they have a speech impediment or not, they hide themselves. And you know what? The Ability Company is not about hiding. So,
and I'm not that bothered to know it. I'm dealing to know it.
Yeah.
There's no more putting in a pot anymore.
Hey, we grew up in the 80s. Let's say nobody's putting baby in the corner, right? Dirty Dancing, if you know, right?
No, I'm making that boss. I can talk. I do have
a lot. Like she has a ton to say.
And maybe my story can help. Please, no.
Yeah. So Trish is just one voice, right? Like maybe she's louder than most, but, and like, you should hear her when she's mad. I used to record her just to have other people listen to her yelling. But anyways, it is just one story. But there's so many other voices out there waiting to be heard and have the opportunity. We all have something to learn from each other. And we want to hear from you, right? Have a comment below or email us, because we definitely want to sit here in this space with you.
Even include the environment, and we enjoy the Skype throughout the and join us in this.
So right now we might not have a fancy subscribe button, but here's where it would be inserted if we do. Subscribe now. We may. We're new at this, but yeah. Until next time, we say a lot on social media, on our websites. We're regularly doing blogs and
all the ability company.
Yeah, and we've got new exciting things coming for fall and the holiday season in our drop zone. But remember, it's not just about listening, right?
It's about being understood and being included.
Truly included. Thank you so much for watching our first episode, and we will see you soon.
And
Trish wants a slogan for the end of it, so we haven't thought of it yet.
We are here taking it.
Right, that can be ours. So yes, want to say it together?
Okay.
Okay. We're here to take the dis
out of the ability.
Until next time.
Bye.